Thank you very much, Swamiji. I would like to ask you, for the benefit of our audience, how does astrology affect one's personal life?
Well, basically, astrology is a science, in Vedic astrology, that is a science of life. And it actually affects you in the terms of all the energies around you, how you respond to your environment, how the gravity affects you, how the light affects you. These are the important things that affect your life. And we don't just look at planets, so to speak, as American astrology might look at. We look at everything and every facet, and it is based on karma. Karma means action and reaction are equal. So whatever you have done in your past or in your past life or your parents is going to affect you as you move along in the journey from birth to death.
In general concept, Swamiji, people are of the opinion that they must visit the astrologer or seek consultation with him only when there is a problem. Now there are two questions I want to ask. Should they come to you only when there is a problem, or have you any advice to our listeners today and viewers whether there should be constant consultation with an astrologer for guidance for future projects, for correction of faults in the past, and so on? How meaningful, how very close must someone be with an astrologer?
We are told in our Shastras that constant consultation with the astrologer is necessary because we go through so many changes in our lives. For example, day to day we face many people, we come to face with others who have different karmas, who have different actions or attitudes toward us. We also have, so to speak, a way to go. Let's say you're traveling down the road and there are no signs in the road, or some of the signs are broken or they have fallen. You might get lost, you might get into a dead end or something like that. If you have all the signs correctly, or you know where to turn, you will never lose your way. Now, the purpose of the Jyotishi in Vedic astrology is to put up these signs, so to speak, from birth to death on your way. And remember, between birth to death, there's many routes and many ways to reach your objectives. And astrology, Vedic astrology, offers you a guide in terms of what is going to affect you ahead of time, what are the obstacles ahead, what to expect, and what you can do to change it and make it better.
On the same point, Swamiji, what are some of the methods that can be implemented to reduce or to minimize or to eliminate problems or difficulties that one may be encountering in his life, product of astrological coordination?
Well, Pandit Srilaji, the idea is that in Vedic science, we are told that we can change the way things happen. We can control the universe through our actions and through our sound or mantras, as we are told. And these are scientific methods of changing your destiny. Once we are headed somewhere, for example, if you're cooking and you want the food to taste well, then you have to make sure that the ingredients that go into the pot are properly portioned. The same way, if you want your life to taste a certain way, you can put certain ingredients in that life to make it result in a proper taste, so to speak.
You mentioned the word mantra, and as you were talking there, I remember a scene of performing puja. And in the puja, these beautiful mantras are recited. Is your definition of your mantra the same as my definition of the mantras I recited in my puja? And I may ask you a compound question here. Does real astrology have anything to do with our pujas, with our murtis, the significance of these murtis and so on?
Well, in my great research in physics, and quantum theory physics and so on, scientists have found today that a lot of the scientific discoveries in quantum theory are related to Eastern philosophy. such as the light, the smallest light found, which is called woolly lights, which is similar to our Nataraja. But in my research I found that Lakshmi, which is known as light, or the goddess of light, is married to Vishnu, which is space. And it seems we cannot have space without light, so therefore Vishnu and Lakshmi have to be together. We also have Saraswati, which is known as the goddess of knowledge. She's married to Brahma, which is the creator. Without knowledge, we cannot create. We also have Durga, and in terms of Durga, she represents the woman sitting on the tiger, which represents the ego, the man, or the ahankar. And the tiger protects or destroys. If you notice, Shiva sits on the tiger skin, which is the dead tiger. In other words, when a man meditates, he becomes like Shiva and he loses his anger or his arrogance. And if you notice, we have the Shivling. The Shivling is a connection of the male and female, which in terms of birth, which results in reality. From Durga, which is the woman, comes all birth. Without birth, there can be no reality and a continuum, so to speak. In our puja, we worship all these deities. Many people say we worship a lot of gods, but my dear Prakash ji, these are really not gods. These are forces. These are part of the universe. For example, can you live without light? Light is Lakshmi, therefore you need it. And she also means prosperity. Now when you sit down to do puja, and many people think we are doing a lot of magic when we do this puja and everything. These pandits are great scientists, and as they do this puja, when you wash the murti or feet, they tell you to wash a murti feet or put a sendur on the head. All these murtis represent forces within us. For example, we have light within us, we have space within us, we have Saraswati, which is knowledge within us, we have Brahma, which is our creative energy, we have Ganga, which is water. Of course, today they say H2O. And all these deities or forces are within us. So when we do puja, and when we're worshipping this murti, this is a representation of the self. So washing the feet of the murti, we are washing our own feet. Putting sendur on the murti is putting prosperity in yourself, because that represents prosperity. Putting the hardi or dye on your head represents the tranquility. Things are very important when you are considering that our religion is not really a religion of idols or statues as we have been told, but it's a religion of science. It is made specifically to control the universe as we want it to be.